Don't be afraid to let things drop out of your life. As you move into different phases in your life and create space for the new, it's natural, it's only natural that there's going to be some things that are going to have to be let go of. It is the letting go that most people fear and get in the way of being able to take that next step and fully commit to the new reality that they want to create, the new version of themselves that they want to create. This is a profound thing that I've journeyed in many ways over the last decade, not only coaching others from a fitness, sales, and personal development point of view, but also developing myself from a spiritual point of view. You see, attachments that we have are the things that also hold us back from allowing something new to come in, allowing a transformation. And often that manifests through fear. When we have fear to take certain steps because we have an attachment to maybe how we're being perceived. We have an attachment to, well, if I change, then that's going to affect this thing, and then this thing, and then this thing, and my family won't respect that. My parents or my partner might find that weird. And there are these attachments that we hold on to that we allow without even really recognizing sometimes to hold us back from truly just taking the necessary steps and the necessary actions to the next level. And we wonder why it feels so slow sometimes to make the change that we want. It doesn't have to happen so slow. In reality, you just have to get out of your own way and let go of the things that aren't meant for you. If the new version of you requires a certain frequency for you to operate at, a certain energetic frequency and vibration, then only naturally, as you shift your current vibration, there are going to be things in your life that aren't a frequency match anymore. And those things will either start to match and raise to the vibration that you step into, or you guys will simply just drift apart. You guys won't resonate the same way. And I'm sure you can reflect in your life where maybe as you've grown, as you've stepped into different phases of your life, there are certain friends who you used to really resonate with that you don't simply resonate with anymore. And it doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't mean they're a bad person either, but it may just mean that you guys are entering different paths and phases of your life. I've had many situations where certain friends of mine, there wasn't that resonance to the same degree, but many years later, we touched base again, and actually they had started to match the frequency that I was operating at. Whether they do or don't is not something to worry or fear about. What you must trust is that the higher version of you and the new version of you that you're stepping into will have it all sorted out. And there will always be people and there will always be things that will resonate with that version. You'll never really lose anything. If anything, you will only align further and further to your truth. And everything outside you will shift as it needs to start to match that vibrational frequency that you are starting to embody. So recognize that if you are having resistance, there is most likely an attachment that you're holding on to, and that can be an opportunity for you to reflect within and go, what am I holding on to? What am I afraid to let go of in order to step into this new version of myself? You see, I had a dream the other night, and I had always wanted a convertible car. And I had a dream that I was actually shopping for one. The color of the car was emerald green in my dream, and I didn't really think anything of that. However, the next morning I went to start my car and it didn't start. The battery had died. That was a moment for me where I stopped and I went, that's interesting. I'm not actually surprised. For some reason, it felt like my subconscious knew it was time for a change. And it was hinting at that the night before, literally me dreaming about shopping for a car that I had always wanted. In the color emerald green, which I then later found out through a friend of mine is heart energy color. If you go look up colors of the chakra system, apparently emerald green is heart energy. And I didn't think too much of that, but at the same time, I like to look at those little synchronicities and take them as hints and clues in my life. Where the excitement follows, I don't neglect. I look at it as an opportunity to reflect. So I didn't need to upgrade the car. I replaced the battery and it was all good that same day. However, I did find that in life, when I'm excited towards things, it raises my frequency and it raises my state. And naturally, if I'm raising my state, I will create more of a reality that aligns with that higher state version of myself, which we all want, I would assume. So I decided that, hey, I'm not going to ignore that cue. I've wanted one for years and I've always found reasons not to. However, this time I'm going to just trust it. So that's exactly what I've done. I'm going to go pick up the convertible tomorrow. You might see it in future videos, me recording it. I've always had this little Corolla around, just always the bare minimum mentality with the vehicle. However, in life sometimes, you got to enjoy yourself and you got to do things that excite you. Because when you operate from an exciting place, you show up different. And that could be something that you consider in your life, which is what excites you? What do you find lights you up where you can show up different and create exponential results because you resonated with it? And find more of those clues in your life where you are resonating at a high frequency and you are excited. Because if we're going to create from a low vibrational frequency version of ourselves and we attract the energy that we emit, then we would only be creating more of a reality that brought that energetic frequency into our lives. So pay attention to your state and be aware of things that you were fearing to let go of, and make sure that you really have perspective and trust in the things that excite you and follow those steps, and be open-minded to different paths in your life and change on the outside. Most importantly, you stay stable on the inside. You keep that perspective and you manage your state as you're doing this. Avoiding fear, operating from expansion and love and excitement and enthusiasm, and trusting that everything's going to be okay as long as you keep showing up. Hope that helps.